Hey guys, it's Kisha with Keep It Plain Travel, and I am here to tell you 10 things you need to know before we get you booked into the Moxy NYC Times Square Hotel. So let's get started. These are just a few things that I think would be important to know before we get you booked into the Moxy NYC Times Square. No particular order, just some things that I thought would be good to know from my visit a few months ago. Now, I've always wanted to go to New York. That was one of the places on my list. And no matter the fact that I've traveled all around the world, I had never been to New York. So this was my first time in New York. And I found a very good hotel right in the middle of the what to do, where to go, the who's who and what is what of New York. And I had a great experience. So staying at the Moxy NYC. It is a trendier hotel. It is located not too far from Times Square. It's You turn a corner and walk up a block, and Times Square is there. Not too far from the Empire State Building, and just a lot of things around this hotel. So, a few things you should know. The rooms are smaller. The hotel rooms in the hotel itself is very modern, trendy, clean, up to date. But the hotel rooms, if you haven't stayed at a Moxy hotel before, they are meant to be smaller. They want to put more of the quality and more of the emphasis on the other spaces outside of your room. So the rooms, they do have a few different room types, but the room that I stayed in, I believe it was like a king bed. No, it wasn't. It was a queen bed, queen or double. And the room itself was small. Now, functionally, it worked, but the setup was very small. The bed was comfortable, but the room was small. So there was a small table that you flip down from the wall. It couldn't have been any bigger. It was not as large as a desk, but enough space for you to put a laptop, a piece of paper to write on if you need it. They had a chair contraption that hangs on a wall. You pull it down or you pull it off the wall. You sit on the floor. You open it up, and it had like a leather saddle seat and like a leather back, but that's it. So there was the only sitting area in my room. The bathroom is small, but there was a shower in there, no shower door. But there's a lip. There wasn't any running out of the shower to the rest of the bathroom. And then outside of the bathroom, there was a decent size to small size counter with the sink. Um, and some shelving under that. But other than that, that was the only thing in the room. There's no closet. They have a few hooks on the wall for you to hang things. Very small room, but depending on what you're going to New York for, and if you want a decently priced room that is in the hustle and bustle of New York, then you can't go wrong with this hotel. So another thing I can say, the second thing, the hot water was great. The pressure was great. It stayed hot. The hotel was very busy, but there was no issues with the water, which I can appreciate, especially after being out walking around New York all day, coming back, had no issues with the hot water. One thing to keep in mind, the third thing is you can see your neighbors. So there were about 3, 4 windows in the room, a window facing another apartment building or another building rather, a window facing a side street, 2 windows facing the apartment building, and a window facing the side street, a window or two. You can see your neighbors. I was on the 11th or 13th floor, and you have to be mindful to put the shades down, or if you keep them up, just be prepared because someone may be looking at you. So that was something you need to know when booking into the Moxy. Another thing, and I'm sorry, I did a few at a time. So I already talked about the lack of counter space, how small the room was, and the chair. The beds were super comfy, hot water pressure. You can see your neighbors. So we're going to talk about the noise from the city. Of course, you're in New York. You're in the middle of everything. You will hear hustle and bustle all night until people go to sleep, whenever that is. You will also hear noise from the rooftop lounge and bar of the Moxy, being that on Friday, Saturday nights, they have a bit more of a party on the rooftop for residents of the hotel or guests of the hotel in the public. So the public, yes, can go up to the rooftop, but they have a separate entrance. Well, actually, everybody has to go to that entrance to get to the rooftop. So you will hear that all night. Friday and Saturday, especially. I think on Sunday, the music stops around 12 up on the rooftop. It was loud, but it didn't bother me. Something to also note that I didn't see any bellboys. I didn't see anyone helping anybody with their luggage up to their room. I actually didn't see any luggage carts. The lobby is pretty small and quaint, and it's just a few feet to the elevator. So everyone that I saw was rolling their own luggage up to their room. And after you get off of the elevator, for the most part, depending on where your room was, it's not a long walk from the elevator. So they may have luggage carts. I never saw any. Another thing is the restaurants, the bars, and the Moxy are pricey. A given because it's New York, a given because it's a hotel. But if you're going to get a beverage, a glass of soda was probably $8 for those that drink alcohol. That probably can range from wine, $12 to a drink, $18. So pricey. So something to keep in mind. A meal off of the menu was probably $23. Something to keep in mind. But I will say the Moxy had some of the best Thai wings. I think they were Thai or teriyaki and fries. Everybody raved about them. I tried them, and I will agree they did have some great food on the menu. And then in the mornings, they do offer complimentary coffee, and they have pastries to purchase in the bar area that isn't open at that time, of course, that come from the cafe that is located right next to the Moxy, kind of connected to the Moxy. But they do offer the coffee and the pastries from there in the morning till about 10 or 11. In the Moxy, gym is on the first floor. There is a barber shop. You will need a key to access every floor in the hotel except the second floor and the gym on the first floor. In the luggage storage area, if you get there early and want to have your luggage somewhere before you check in. So you do need your key before you get on the elevator to press the floor that you're going to, besides the second floor, because the second floor is the bar area, two restaurants, and the a lounge area, because the lobby doesn't have a lounge area. And once you use your key, you press your floor. Once you get on the elevator, there are no buttons on the elevator, so just make sure you press the right floor, because you will have to wait until you get off to come out and press another floor. The elevators are really dark. There are no mirrors in the elevator. I'm a mirror elevator selfie person. I make that a thing to do every resort I go to when I'm on an elevator, hotel, whatever. There are no mirrors in there. It's kind of dark in those elevators. So just be mindful. If you're traveling solo, just be mindful and things of that sort. Other than that, those are the things that you need to know before staying at the Moxy. The Moxy isn't for everyone. I did see guests there of all ages. Kids are welcome. So you have to be prepared for the noise on the rooftop, the bustle of the noise outside, but it is a perfect location if you want to stay near Times Square, but not right directly smack dab in the middle of the major entertainment. There are a lot of restaurants around. There's a Target around the corner, and not too far from the Empire State Building. There is Zara and a lot of stores, Forever 21, and whatever store you might need, there is for the most part in that area. Places to eat and things of that sort. So it's a perfect hotel to stay in. Of course, the price isn't, it's not a budget friendly, but it's not super expensive depending on when you go and what kind of Marriott deal. If you're a Marriott Bonvoy Rewards member, of course, you can find some deals for that. Or if you rather have a travel agent find those deals for you, you can still use your Marriott Bonvoy status. Contact me at Keep It Plain Travel, and we can get you booked at the Moxy NYC Times Square.